Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. One of the biggest surprise W's from last year in FC25 is making a very early return this year in FC26. Remember those limited time winners cards from Spurs, Chelsea, and even the Portuguese national team? Those are coming back today in FC26, but with a little bit of a European twist. We're looking at star performers coming in packs today. We'll talk about that and who maybe could be dropping in this mini release team. But honestly, guys, we got to talk about all the UEFA primetime content. A lot of cards, as expected, were dropped in packs, but the market may be the biggest story of them all once again. Player prices, especially those Scream cards with 99 stats, just continued to plummet, and it's kind of dragging the rest of the market with it. A lot of coins are being lost, a lot of prices are down, and it's not looking that great today. However, we're still going to be trying to make some coins. I've lost some. I'm sure you guys have too. So we're going to be looking at some ways to potentially make that back, just with some safer investments and some easy quick flip ways to trade and to try to just be a little bit safer in this market that right now only seems to be going one way. We're also going to look at the rest of content today on Saturday and what to expect with a couple of small things and some Evo action again today. Let's talk about the content, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you're new. Yesterday, prime time started in objectives with a little campaign player here, Hamza Igamane. Nice Moroccan striker card here. Live cards are going to be all over, right? Because that's what this promo is. And this objective's decently easy to get done. There is an 82x5 as a part of this for winning 8 matches in squad battles or rush. So that's probably a pack you would love to get if you could. You have to complete 4 of the following. So I don't know how you're really actually going to get this done without getting the other ones done before it. So it's going to be difficult to get that. Anyways, that card's there. The real objective that most people are looking into is the UEFA Primetime League. And this is a bit of an interesting situation here because there's another tournament that's upcoming during this promo that this league qualifies you for. So you have to finish this whole objective. Play 2, play 5, score in 5, win 3, score 1 in 10 separate matches, and win 5 games in total to get all the group rewards, which, by the way, probably the best reward in here is the Incisive Pass Silver Evo, the basic playstyle, the base playstyle, max 84 rated. That's available to be put on. That's nice. So is an 85 to 89 and an 85 to 87 pack. The rewards aren't that crazy, but it's about progressing towards the next level. And if you take a look at this objective, the tournament that it links to, which is the league right now, right? The league is here and you have 20 different attempts. You have 20 attempts to get this one done, to play those games, to win 5 basically. And then you're going to qualify by completing that objective for the UEFA Primetime Tournament that looks like it's going to drop on either Monday or Tuesday. I forgot what the math is on that for when that's going to be dropping, but the requirements for this tournament are completing the league. And this one doesn't sound that crazy or competitive because it says compete in the daily refresh tournament with at least one UEFA primetime player item and earn exclusive rewards. So if it's daily refreshing and there's 30 entries, that's not going to be too bad. Usually the league competitions are a bit more stressful and sweaty than the tournament ones are when it comes to just the way the leagues have been set up in the past, especially those leagues that we had last year for Mycon and Javi Simons and stuff like that. But this one seems to be pretty harmless. It just is going to require a little bit of extra work, and you do have to win 5 games out of 20 to get those rewards to, of course, get into the tournament later on this week. So that's kind of the extra game mode that we have going on right now. Hopefully the tournament rewards are maybe a little better than that league right there. Now, Evolutions was a big part of content yesterday. We had the huge striker Evo that was leaked ahead of time, and it dropped. I think it lived up to the hype, but maybe not 100%. The El Capitan Evo, 30,000 coins, max 84 rated striker, cannot be right wing or left wing. Max 3 positions as well. But the big thing with this is you get finesse shot plus. That is actually a rare thing. I think this is one of the only 2 Evos so far this year that have given a playstyle plus boost as a part of it. So 30,000 coins for this does feel worth it. In my opinion, you get Incisive Pass base. You get a lot of good stat boost. You got some high stat limits there, up to 88 attack positioning, balance up to 88, jumping to 90, ball control up to 88 as well. You get the center attacking mid position, chip shot, advanced forward plus plus, and of course, the Finesse Shot Plus. This is kind of becoming known as the Openda Evo. There's some really good cards that fit into this. Like this Lookman looks pretty good. Josh Sargent looks pretty good. Nas looks pretty good there, just from a card from my club. I have no clue who I'm going to put into this right now. I might just wait because nobody looks like crazy, to be honest, for me. But this Openda, of course, we talked about in yesterday's video how he was going up in price. He's extinct right now at 10,000 coins because he's got the Finesse Plus, the 95 pace, the 86 dribble, and the shooting. And you get a 5-star weak foot as well. I forgot to mention that. Also, a lot of people are looking to Evo Myra Ramirez from this, Ruter, Ayos Perez, and actually, Rafa. I had Inform Rafa on my transfer list. He was going up a bunch. He looks really solid for this Evo as well. And also, a lot of people are looking to Evo Cavani. I don't know if I scrolled past his card or not, but Edinson Cavani, the Showdown card, can be upgraded in this evolution. What you would be doing, though, by doing this Evo on his card is really kind of saying that you don't want the upgrades from this actual game that he's playing for the Showdown item. So if you do this Evo, you're probably not getting the Showdown boost if they do go ahead and win. Because again, evolving live cards is a bit of a mystery. Like it's always something you have to try to figure out. But we kind of figured out last year how that works. If your live card that you're Evoing is getting a stat boost and there's a stat limit inside of that evolution, they're probably not going to get a boost when the actual card gets upgraded, if that makes sense. So Showdown Cavani gets upgraded. There's no defensive boost in this Evo. If he were to get a +2, because Showdown cards get +2s now, that was one of the things from yesterday that we learned, he would probably only get a defensive stat boost because there's stat limits on all the rest of the stats on the card. The only thing is, in this Evo, the stat limits are not all of them like the face stat. They're like shot power, agility. So maybe there are a couple of stats that could increase with Cavani being, if Boca Juniors do win that game. So I know it's tough. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around if you're not used to thinking about that before. So just be very careful evolving a live card. But honestly, the Cavani that comes out of that Evo is better than the Cavani you would get from just waiting for the upgrade to happen if he were to get it. Now, the other Evo that we had yesterday was a free one, and this one I think is just as good. You saw it on that Cavani chain there. The dynamic distributor, this one keeps your overall the same. I love these Evos. You get +2 short and long pass, +3 curve, and it fits a lot of different players. This is amazing for chains. You even get the pinged pass base playstyle. It's only 5 games to get it done. Huge fan of that Evo right there. That one's going to be amazing for chains. Now, let's go to SBCs, where we were curious, how is there going to be hype on a promo Friday with the SBCs that we had leaked at the time yesterday? And well, it wasn't that crazy. This Cambiaso, though, is not bad. I think he's kind of a sneaky, decent card. Juventus is not sitting very good, though, in the current Champions League standing, so that doesn't really help you. But their next 4 matches, we kind of were looking at this yesterday on the stream. The chat was mentioning the next 4 matches. They're looking pretty possible to get some points. They got some easier matchups, you could say. So if they can turn it around, this card could end up getting some upgrades. 4-star, 5-star, can play right and left back. He's kind of like the young Zambrotta in terms of a FIFA card with good pace. He can play on the right and the left, and he's got the 5-star weak foot and good play styles. You got to anticipate, jockey, incisive, relentless, and a quick step plus. He's just missing a fullback role, in my opinion, but he's got attacking wingback plus, which some people, I do believe, use a good bit in this game. Solid stats, and again, price is coming in at 100,000 coins. It's a live card. That's the thing that we have to remember with this promo. These cards are live. That means their SBCs may be slightly more overpriced than regular cards and what they would be, just because of the fact that they're going to have live and upgrades that could come down the line. So Juventus links for this did go up. You can see the community split 50-50. I may get this one done over the next week that it's out. There's always a bit of FOMO with live cards because you're like, well, this card in a month from now might turn into like the next best thing because of an Evo that it could fit and then upgrades that he would potentially get after that. You never know with live cards, and that's why I think EA overpriced these. They get people to do more of the SBCs to train more fodder because of that FOMO, basically. Now, like I said, Juventus links yesterday with the Openda and with this Cambiaso. Like this Yildiz went from 320 up to 380K. A part of the market that actually went up yesterday was some of the Juventus links. Crazy, right? But mostly what went down because of this were left backs and right backs. I think Nuno Mendes dropped extra because of this Cambiaso that dropped yesterday in the SBC. So that one's kind of a do at your own leisure at the moment if that one interests you. I just finished the Busquets, so I got to figure out what player SBC am I doing next? Am I going to try to hit Lukaku before he goes away? Some of his like really small SBCs like Batier as well. Do I try to work on Park Ji-sung, which I'd like to do? Got to figure that out. Now, yesterday as well, we had the Brian Mbeumo Player of the Month, and EA kind of scammed us on this one, or scammed him. He should have got a +2, like a +1 upgrade only from his base card for a Player of the Month is abnormal. Usually for the 80 rated cards, they give +2s, so I'm not sure why he only got a +1 upgrade. He did get the weak foot boost. Not much else changed here, though, for Mbeumo. That is only coming in at around 70,000 coins, so it is pretty easy to complete. And, of course, yesterday as well, we did have the new UEFA Prime Time Challenge 1 for a Premium Electrum Players pack. That one is just a nice tradable pack to go ahead and get done. That was the SBC content from yesterday. Let's talk about the cards that are in packs and kind of discuss the market a little bit here too. These primetime cards, guys, you know what? They have a good bit of hype. Like watching these guys move on the market and seeing the price of these fluctuate as much as they did yesterday. There's a lot of people that are interested in buying these cards. Yes, because there's some big name players in here like the Militao, some big upgrades, of course, for like Militao and for Rios from Benfica. Højlund got the Enforcer Plus, Gakpo with the Incisive. It is a very nice team of players. Javi Simons, Bonnie, this card has a lot of hype right now. Nementia looks insane. Esteval, first promo card. Anthony Gordon, big boost for him as well. Like, it is a very solid promo team. But again, in the current state of this market, I think you just got to be very careful with these cards and like trying to buy them and trade them. If you want one of these for your team, I would advise waiting to buy at least until later today on Saturday, maybe even on into the weekend or even into the week. I think these cards are going to continue to trickle off. I know they're live, but there's no hurry, right? Last week and the week before with the Scream cards, we knew the 99 upgrades, which didn't end up being that crazy hype, right? Hindsight's 2020 always. But those cards were like a short term, you know, the boost is going to happen on November 5th, November 4th. We knew that was going to happen, right? These cards are not getting upgrades for a long time, and it's a little bit more ambiguous. I always mess up that word on what upgrades they're going to get and when they're going to get them. So I don't think you need to think about buying a Champions League primetime card, any of them. Heroes, Conference League, Europa League, Women's Champions League. None of these cards are investments anytime soon, necessarily. I think we're going to be waiting probably till like Black Friday or even right before that to get involved in investing in these cards. Other than that, it's just going to be, you know, use it in your team, try out a few players. Maybe you want to try out the new Salgado hero card, 380K right now. That's up a little bit. I think he's going to come back down. De Rossi, I mean, he's pretty expensive. 900K for this card. That seems a bit steep in my opinion. I don't necessarily think he's worth that much. Julie looks interesting. Hazard's expensive. It's a good promo team, and it is partially good because there's so many cards that are in it. Makes you feel like you have a chance at packing something. So I will absolutely be hitting all the upgrade packs this week too, because the fun part about this is you pack a live card, then you kind of start to root for them. You know, maybe not if it's a rival club of your favorite club, but it's something where you can very easily kind of root for the player to get upgrades, and that adds a little bit of an extra spin to the fun when you're playing this game for sure. So that's why, or one of the reasons why we do love the live cards. But guys, honestly, talking about cards in this game right now, it's still all about the screams. When we think about prices specifically on the market, my goodness, Paulo Dybala, 290,000 coins for Paulo Dybala. He's still going. He's 280. These cards just keep dropping. It is insane. Yesterday, Paulo Dybala was 380,000 coins before content. Rafael Leao was 1.4 mil plus, I believe. And now we have these cards that are just absolutely getting destroyed. Now, actually, Rafael Leao is going back up from a bit of a low. I bought one of these at 1.2 mil. And once maybe one or two of these sell, I'll try to get mine out, just on that little bit of a spike that he had in price there. But like, look at Griezmann. Griezmann's 150,000 coins. I mean, this is how most of the Scream cards looked yesterday. Just big drops. There were a couple of rebounds. Guys, whenever these Scream cards rebound, and if you time the low point right, sell the card. Okay, I bought a Kimmich yesterday for 144. Sold him for 177,000 coins. But like, he's still 180. He's actually holding a bit better than some of these other ones. Other cards that we saw, though, just coming right back down in price. These cards still, They just keep falling, and it is absolutely insane. Nobody wants to buy them, and it's kind of dragging the rest of the market down with it. I think there's a couple things, and we're going to talk about the market a lot more, I believe, later on this weekend. If it keeps moving at this rate, there's a lot of things that are making the market drop off right now. But the one thing that we kind of have to think about is, was this a bit of a market reset too? Was the market like overpriced? It is crazy to me that this Sophia Wilson was 126,000 coins last Friday. She's 30K. That is a disgusting drop off in 1 week of time. I think that maybe some of this market, with the lack of coins that we have this year, think about it from rewards. We just got new rewards for FUT Champs and for Rivals in the last week, and it's really not been enough. And given the status of the Scream cards, it's not done enough to actually make the market go back up at all. Hey, that Rafael Leao sold. Probably time to list mine up. I was going to try him, but maybe I won't now. The market must have been a little bit overvalued, and I think at the same time, there's two other things that are contributing to this. Number one is more Evos, and Evos that actually put players into our squads. Think about the Marcus Rashford Evo, Ayos Perez. So many of those Evos that we've had recently create players good enough to get into our teams. That reduces the amount of gameplay demand for cards off the market. As people have an Evo, they put in their team. They don't have to go buy somebody off the market for that. And at the same time, you just have a general lack of demand, I think. I think people are playing this game less than they were a couple of weeks ago. You take a look at some of the stats around other digital sources to kind of find that info, and you can kind of see that. After this last weekend, I don't know, the gameplay reversion on the patch that they did was good, but then also at the same time, just the last couple of days, it just felt not good. Everything feels slower. Server connections. Can we please, I have to mention this in the video today. The servers yesterday were awful. My first couple of games of FUT Champs, even as I was searching in the menus, there were so many times that the game would crash. The game would like glitch out, and I would be stuck, and it was so annoying. It's looking a bit better right now, but like that's just, EA is not got a product out for us right now to play that feels very fun. I think that is also hurting the market a little bit. It's kind of frustrating to us too, right? So in terms of what I'm doing right now to make coins and to trade, the out-of-pack stuff, heroes and the icons are the safest. Of course, strikers and wingers yesterday were hurt a little bit because of the attacker evo and some of the evolutions that we've had recently as well. The safest thing to do is to trade out of pack specials, but even be careful with these, because with the rest of the market being devalued, some of these cards are going to start coming down in value as well, as some of them are still very overpriced, but they are probably the safer place to try to do quick flips at the moment. And then other than that, we got to look at fodder. Holy smokes, fodder has been cooked, because what SBCs are there that people are really into at the moment? 88s were down at 14K. They're up a little bit at 15,000 right now. I think 14K is a fine price for 88 rateds. We're probably going to have our first ever uncapped max, no max rating hero pack coming tomorrow, I would imagine, on Sunday. And maybe the icon pack would refresh as well. That's the thing that's going to make some fodder move on the market this weekend. Yeah, the icon pack is going to refresh on Sunday. So I think if you want to invest in 88s for this, remember even 89s went up a little bit, I believe, last Sunday for this SBC right here. I think you could go ahead and do so. 87s, you can get involved in that as well. But fodder seems maybe a safer play at the moment than it had previously, just because of how much it dropped over the weekend. So last week, Mariona was 24. I think when this icon came out, she went up to 29. And then she went up from 23 to 27 there. So we're back down on the 89s at 23K. That is feeling a bit cheap. And as you guys know, these cards were, I think, 18,000 coins. I think 18K was the peak. Yeah, 18K was the peak a couple different times in the last week on the 88 rated. So 14K for these sounds pretty good for me in the next day. You could also get involved in informs from this current team of the week. Try to get the 84 rated informs as close to like 11,000 coins as you can. I don't believe that they're there. I think they're up from that a little bit right now, but that is where I would look to get those cards, and that's where I would look to invest at the moment. I'm going to list up this layout because timing is everything with these Scream cards, and I do not want to be super greedy. I know it takes away from what we're talking about in the video for a second, but this is the art of the quick flip with these cards that are super rare. I'm going to go 1.33, so I'm making 110,000 coins up from where I bought it. Obviously, we got the 5% tax in there, so that's a decent little flip. I will take that. In a market yesterday where I was losing coins, making coins all over the place, I will take that. So fodder seems to be a safer route right now. in terms of an investment. Now, let's look at what's coming today, because yesterday EA dropped this webpage which gave us some insight into how this primetime promo is going to work. But we're going to skip all the fluff here and get down to the good stuff. By the way, there are some specific upgrade paths for different competitions. The Women's Champions League and the UECL specifically have a bit of a different upgrade path, and the Heroes have it as well. So this is on EA's webpage. I'll put the link to this down below in the description if you want to scroll through it and read all the fine print. Also, this is the big thing right here. Star Performer Debut. Join us in celebrating standout individual performances from UEFA competitions starting in Season 2, including this week. There will be Star Performer items, which will be after select special match weeks with those who have had exceptional UEFA performances included into the Ultimate Team pool of items in packs for a limited time on the following weekend. So the first Star Performer release will highlight this week's Champions League games and will be dropped today at content for 48 hours, so 2 days only. So it is really just like the Spurs team, the Chelsea team, the women's Arsenal squad, or the Portuguese team that we had last year at the end of FC25 that they had released for winning those competitions. This is just players that performed really well inside of this last match week. This was the card design that was added to the code yesterday. If you guys saw that, it's called the Star Performer. This is exactly what the Portuguese cards were last year in FC25. It's that same Fanta card design, the man of the match design there. And the next question is, who's going to be in it? This is a prediction from Foot Sheriff. Osimhen would be a very possible candidate for this team to be in packs today. I just wonder how many Star Performer release. I'm wondering how many it's going to be. My guess is like 4, 5, 6, like that number. Or is it going to be like a whole squad? That would be pretty crazy. Mickey Van de Ven is another big name that a lot of people would potentially throw into this. This is actually the UEFA Champions League's Team of the Week, with Osimhen, Foden, Marino, McAllister being some of the big names in there as well. And Manuel Neuer being in there. He had 8 saves, so potentially he could get a card for this. You don't really know yet. I'm sure it'll be leaked today. But Mickey Van de Ven was a card that I was saying, yeah, probably a good idea to sell him on the stream yesterday, just because if he gets a card, it would be an upgrade, I would assume, over his 84. So either an 85 or an 86, and that would maybe make this version drop a bit. So that's, again, speculation at the moment, but we are, in fact, getting Star Performers in packs today on Saturday for a limited amount of time. Again, I know it's in packs, like, well, the pack weight for those last year wasn't that good, so why would it be good this year? Very true. Very good point. I hope we get some SBCs for some of those Star Performers as well. That would be a really nice thing to have in this game as well. It sounds like it's just in packs for now, though. Now, that's kind of the big news for content today. We have a lot of other leaks, though. There's going to be player SBCs all over the place for the week of this promo. Nick Pope, goalkeeper SBC, is going to be incoming. Be careful if you have any cheap goalkeepers, by the way, that are like special cards. Like even the Mike Magnan in this Team of the Week. I know that he's French and Serie A, and this is an English Prem keeper. But, you know, Pope was a popular card early. He's been a popular Evo player. Pickford's special card, the Cornerstones, that's a card I would expect to drop after this SBC comes out. Anytime we get a decent goalkeeper SBC, you see any of those other special goalies usually take a hit in price. So be careful with that. That's incoming. And then we got a whole bunch of other SBC and objective cards. Davinson Sanchez, that would be one to keep an eye on. His gold card from the early game was cracked. You've got Alba Redondo as well from the women's Madrid team. One thing to note here is that EA said there was going to be showdowns for some of the women's Champions League matches that are upcoming this week. So that would be something that I would watch for as well with the leaks of this. We're going to be getting a lot of player SBCs and objective cards, though, because there's a ton of names here, and I would expect at least one today. Other content to expect today on Saturday, Flash Rush event. Nothing super crazy probably going on there, but I would expect that to drop. And Evolutions, there's a bit more rumblings and rumors about Evos that are going to be coming out starting today. Remember, yesterday as well, we had a max 84 rated CDM Evo that was set to come to Ultimate Team soon. Foot Police commented below one of my mods in the Twitch chat, Wasteful Blimp's tweet here, asking, did we get this Evo today? We did not. We did not get the CDM Evo that was leaked, but if you actually think about it, max 84 CDM Evo, Foot Police says this same thing here, it's probably going to be the big fella, who was the Evo that we just had last week. it's been leaked almost the exact same way. It gives the Bruiser playstyle. This one gives Enforcer as well. It's a Max 84 CDM evolution. And we have that pack in the code that is a big fella Evo pack. So it could be different. It could be the exact same thing. But I actually think we have a different Evo that may be dropping today alongside that Evo, or if that one's in the store, this one would probably just be in the regular Evo section. A silver left mid Evo. The Liverpool youngster, Nugumoho, and I butchered his name. I don't know how to say his name. And Louis Berry fit it. So both of those guys could potentially fit this or will fit this. Watch out for your silver left mids. I've got Sir Lord Conta in the club, so if he fits this Evo, he might be going into it, especially if he stays a silver. Good stat upgrades, playstyle upgrades, according to the leak there. So probably an Evo today, probably Flash Rush, as we mentioned, and probably more prices on the market that are not going to do that great. I'm going to just be opting for a couple of quick flips, and then I think, guys, after today, I probably will not trade with Screams again. I tried to pick up some Pavlovich for some quick flip trades because the way that I looked at it was he was like 330K selling yesterday while people were playing FUT Champs, and now he's down to 230. A lot of the other cards have not dropped as much as that. Like Gakpo was 400 yesterday. He's still 400. So I'm hoping that this Pavlovich, although he does have a good number of cards there, can actually rebound back up a little bit. We can have some money to take the money on that and some profit. But I'd be very careful on a card like Esteval. I think this card's going to drop a lot today. I think 300K is not really where his price should be here. I think that Bonnie will drop off a good bit today as well. Same thing with Javi Simons. So if you have those cards and you want to try them out early today, just don't hold on to them very long because I do believe they will dip in value. And we sold Rafael Leao. That is just nice to see some profits coming in. I was not going to hold that card a minute longer than I had to or needed to. I wanted to actually use him because I've heard that he's insane. But we'll just try him out another day because I was not going to miss out on the quick flip profits with the way the market's been treating me recently. I had to open, if you guys didn't see it, we're going to post a TikTok about it today. It's on Instagram as well. We had to open the 280K pack that EA dropped in the store yesterday because I have a channel point redemption in the Twitch stream for when people save up their channel points from watching the stream, they can make me open a store pack with my coins. So not only did I lose coins from the way the market's been, I lost 280K because I had to open a store pack, and I got absolute nothing from it. I got 2 fodder promo cards. I was cheesed, man. Anyways, I think I have no packs left. Did I have a small Primex Players pack? Whoop-de-doo. I'll say this. Grind the League SBCs. If you guys are looking forward to something in the menus today, you want to play this game, you're like, I don't want to play gameplay, though, do the League SBCs. There we go, actually, getting a Libertadores or Sudamericana card. I may sell this real fast. But do those because honestly, guys, that's a way that you can grind the menus pretty easy. It doesn't take a whole lot of coins. You just need to spend maybe 10, 15, 20K on BPM. And the rest you should be able to pack through the daily upgrades. And that can give you a great opportunity to just pack cards. You never know what could happen as you're doing the League SBC. So do the mixed and the premium mixed for some decent opportunities there. I had multiple people tweet me yesterday, big pack pulls from those SBCs like icons, promo cards, stuff like this, you know. Randomly, it just pops up. You never know. So I would do those today if you're looking for something to do. Get you some packs and maybe a chance at a prime time player. Anyways, that's the video for me today, guys. Good luck on your FUT Champs. It's rough out there. And good luck on your trades as well this weekend in a market that is just real tough. All right, guys. We'll make some investments, though, on the fodder and some good flips. And we'll make some coins back from the losses that we had. And I will see you guys in a video tomorrow. It's been TheFutAccountant. Catch you later. Peace.